Hi, I want to speak to you about my urban bug out bag. Now, this is something that's new to me. Why? Because I live in a very safe area. The state of Maine, they say, is built on granite, so we don't have earthquakes or any of that. But looking around the world, especially recently with all the people getting displaced by forest fires and hurricanes and floods, it's just terrible how at a moment's notice they have to pick up and leave. So I started thinking maybe, just to be on the safe side, I should try to get prepared as well. So I want to go through with you some of the things that I've put together. It's not complete yet. Okay, I'm still working on it, and hopefully you will help me complete it by giving me some great ideas. But I wanted to go through these, see what you think. Maybe it will help you with some ideas that you can add to yours. So I thought I'd put this together, have it by the front door, so if anything did happen and the police knock at my door and say, "You got to get out of here," I can just grab that and go and be all set. So the first thing is, I was in Costco and I found this backpack. I've been looking for backpacks. They're so expensive. Some of them are in the $100 and $200 range. But this thing, what I like about it, it's not just this rag that sits on the ground. It stands up. Look at this. Isn't it cool? It's called the Titan Pro, and they also have them on Amazon. So I'll leave a link to this and all the things I'm going to show you in the description below this video. Now, what I like about this, it's especially designed for summertime. Oh, everybody talks about winter, but how about the summer? It's pretty hot out there. How long can you keep food? This thing has a lot of insulation properties. But let me show you what I got here. In the front, it has these little stretchy pockets. I didn't put anything in this one yet. And it has stretchy pockets on the side. And this one here, I put my little camping outdoor knife. Always good to have some kind of an outdoor knife. I love this thing. It's very sturdy. I've always gotten the cheap Swiss Army knives and stuff like that, but this is kind of like, I guess, bottom of the professional and top of the cheap ones. Army surplus store. Okay, what else do I have in here? Well, if I'm going to have to cut wood for a fire, I have this little handy dandy hatchet. Isn't that nice? Has a little rubber sheath, and it also opens up into a bottle opener. It has a knife, it has a screwdriver, and some other little things here that flip right open. Okay, just like the Swiss Army knife. So those are a couple things I have there. What else do I have in here? Oh, and it has a bottle opener that's connected that comes with the backpack. And on the other side, I have my ferro rod, and this is kind of a neat one I bought online. Works really well. And what is a ferro rod? For those of you that are brand new, making sparks. Luckily my table won't start on fire. So I got the ferro rod over here. You have to think about making fires. So I have my Zippo Typhoon matches, and these are the ones, if you recall, these are the matches that will light up and they'll go underwater in the sand. You can't put these things out. They stay lit for about 30 seconds, but if it's raining, I don't care, typhoon, if that's the name, hurricane, storm, you'll be able to light a fire with that. And let's see, so that's what I have in here. Got nothing else. Like I said, there's a lot more things I'm going to need, so just showing you some of the things I have. Again, if the emergency is at nighttime, I love this thing, my emergency radio, AM, FM, emergency stations. It has, if I'm just sitting there in the tent, I open this here, look at that. I've got a little light for looking at things. It's pretty bright, don't look. Okay. And other than that, it has a regular flashlight. Okay, ooh, look at that. And it works on battery, on solar. That's a solar charge right over here. We have the flashlight there, but a solar on this side. But my favorite thing about this, if it's going dead, you open that and you just, okay, you crank it. So this thing is, it's awesome. I like to just listen to the radio on it once in a while. It even has, you could use AAA batteries, like I said, lithium ion, and it even has an alarm on here somewhere. Where did that thing go? Oh, what's this? Oh, that's the antenna. I didn't know it had an antenna. Okay. Oh, what's this here? Whoa! How about that? That's the SOS, and it had a little flashing light, and it has a keychain, so you can connect it to you. But I love this thing. Oh, and it has a docking port for your USB for your cell phone. So if your cell phone goes dead, you can charge it with that, and if that starts to go dead, you can crank it up. So you're all set there. Let's see, going around here. Did I put anything in the front? A lot of these pockets I haven't put anything in yet. Yeah, that one's not, there's nothing there. But and I'm going to show you something. Oh, look at that inside here. There's a couple other pouches there. Another pouch here. So you can, and they're like mesh pouches. That one has Velcro, so you can see. Another zipper one here. So there's great things, great places for paperwork, for anything important. Let's see what we got on the top. I think that's great for like your driver's license, paperwork, wallet, if you don't want to keep it on you, especially at nighttime when you're sleeping. And over here, this opens up. Oh, look what I have in here. These, they look like emergency blankets, but they're actually emergency sleeping bags. Isn't that cool? They only cost me $6.99. I got these at a, oh, where did I get these? It was kind of like a small LL Bean store type thing. I'll see if I can find something similar to this and put it in the links below. But look at that little, looks like aluminum foil sleeping bags, but for an emergency. Now, the whole idea of my bug out bag is I'm not getting something that I can live in. I'm not looking for the end of the world. I'm looking for 24, 48, 72 hours tops. I want to have enough provisions in here so I could grab this and make it for a few days. Because in a lot of cases, within a few days, you're able to come back home. And if not, I have a chance to get set up somewhere and find a place for food and water and that kind of stuff. Also in here, I have my first aid kit. Very important to have some kind of a first aid kit with all the Band-Aids and aspirin and the Neosporin. And one thing I put in here, well, look at that nice tape and everything, Tylenol. But right here, Aquatabs. Okay, for water, you take one of these little tablets. I think there's like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, about 12 or 15 of them in here. And you take a little tablet and you drop it in your water, and it'll purify like a gallon of water in half an hour. It actually kills the bacteria and all the little squigglies in there. So it makes your water safe to drink. You want to get it as clean as you can at first by siphoning it or sifting it, but try to get the junk out of it. And this will kill everything else. So again, you're looking at keeping alive on the road. It has every kind of gauze and Band-Aids. And you'll find all kinds of first aid kits online. But fill them up with what you want. If you can just get a container, you can go to the dollar store and find all the different things you can see right on the front of there. Buy them individually and put them in there. So we have that there. So that's what I have in the top. I wanted to be able to get to my first aid kit very quickly. Then, haha, are you ready? Look at that, it's all padded in the back. Padded shoulder straps, and it even has a little handle. Isn't that great? Well, up top here, I have my mess kit, and that has a frying pan, a bowl. It even has a cup inside, a plastic cup. So I'm all set for cooking. Now, the neat thing I was telling you about this, especially if you're using it in the summer, it comes with these ice wall ice packs. It's like a dual ice pack, and it says deep freeze lasts longer than ice, and they're puncture resistant. And it comes with actually 2 of those. Yeah, oops, that's not it. Oh, there's another one in there. So the nice thing about that, you can put it in here if you have food, or again, we're talking about over here. Oh, there's all kinds of pouches. I'm not real familiar with this thing because it's new. Oh, there we go. So you got a pouch right here. You can slide it in there. What I have in here right now is these small compressed towels. You ever seen these? These things are awesome. Small compressed towels. You don't have a lot of room for towels. I have all of them that I have right here. But you don't need to have this many when you're going out in the woods. But see, there's just a little thing like that there. It looks like a little peppermint, doesn't it? But you put that in water and it expands and it turns into a dish rag. Now I don't have any water here. Ooh, I have a tomato plant that is propagating in water. Well, let me get that. Hold on. This is part of a previous video I did. But just to show you how this works, you take this little aqua tab and you just get it wet. Watch how quick I'm going to do this. Whoops. And look at that starting to expand already. Isn't that amazing? It opens up and they're sterile unless you put them in water for a propagating tomato. But with regular water, they're sterile, so you can use them for washing your face, taking off your makeup, putting on anything. You can use them for bandages. But you can see that's a pretty good sized little face towel that came from that little thing. Oops, my fingers are still wet. So this came from this. So you can get quite a few of these. Maybe put them in a pill container or something like this if you want. Just take a few. I put my whole package in there, and they're, you can hear that, they're pretty solid. But so that's a great thing. Oh, now I get tomato stuff all over my face. Let me put that over there. So there's some pretty cool things you can put in your bug out bag. Think about some of the things that you would put. Now, I'm not putting a tomato, but I'm going to have that here for now. What else do I have in here? Let me bring this down to have more room. Now, like I said, you want to have enough provisions for a few days. So I got for meals, I've got a couple ramen noodles. I've got some country style chicken pot pie. You just add boiling water for that. And we already have the tabs to make the water. We have some Hatch green chili mac and cheese. Am I getting you guys hungry yet? And this is breakfast skillet, so you can have all kinds of meals. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. You want something that you don't need to boil water with? Well, look at this. My MREs. Chili with beans. And this has desserts, it has coffee, it has a drink in there. It even has one of these, it's a fancy little stove that you put in like, I think just not even a quarter cup of water, and it'll heat. It has a heating element for heating whatever the food is. This one is chicken chunks, so you can see there's a lot of different. Just in here, I have enough meals for about, 1, 2, 3, probably 4 days. There's another one, that's meatballs and marinara sauce. And, here's the other heating pad. So you can see this is pretty cool. We got, where am I going to put this? Let me take my backpack and put it over here. So pretty much everything I could think, I think I got everything out of there. Everything you can think of that you need in a bug out bag. Now there's some things I don't have in there. Like I said, I'm just putting this together and I wanted to talk about it with you so we could see what's the most important. I think something else that I would need is, I didn't take time to put any socks or clothing, so you're going to want to have maybe a couple extra changes of clothing and underwear and socks. I always like to have an extra pair or two of socks because if it gets cold at night, your feet get cold. And the more layers you can put on, layers are better than thick clothes. So I'd rather have 3 layers and 1 thick coat. It'll be a lot warmer and you can take it off and on as it gets hotter and colder. You want to put your important documents, something that you're going to need. If you need to take off, are you going to need a passport? Are you going to need your DD-214 if you're in the military? Anything you might need, make copies of it and put it in the top. Because if you just grab this and go, you're thinking, well, I might come back, but what if it's a forest fire and your house burns down? Wouldn't it be great to have your important paperwork in there? In your first aid kit or near it, you might want to have, if you have any prescriptions, maybe have some extras over there. Or have them at least nearby so you can grab them. Because if you just leave it in a bug out bag, you don't want anything to get stale and to get outdated. Okay, so rotate and use whatever you have in there. But it's good to know what you have, keep on top of it so you can just grab it and go. Now in this house, it's just Reluca and I. So I just have this one, but as we get going, I'm going to get more. I'm probably going to get another bag where I'm going to put probably a real sleeping bag instead of one of these, but that's a great emergency. So a couple sleeping bags, maybe a tent, maybe even have a couple folding chairs if we're out in the boonies somewhere. So that's pretty much what I thought of for my bug out bag. Again, I'm not looking for the end of the world, zombie apocalypse. I don't want to scare you folks. It's just, what if an emergency happens? What if something simple like your mother-in-law comes to visit? Take that and run. Okay. So it doesn't have to be a big emergency, but if you just need to get out, if there's a forest fire and it's getting close to your neighborhood, it might be good to grab that and go for a few days. Another thing to consider, if you have pets, what are you going to do with pets? You might want to have that little travel box that you have for them, have that set next to it. So here's my bag, here's Raluca's bag, and we have a coon cat, Maine coon cat. So there's Mitzi's cage. And in her cage, maybe put a bag of cat litter, put some cat food, maybe a couple toys. What would you need? Harness, an extra harness if you need to go anywhere. And leave a little room in there, because if you're in a hurry, you're going to grab the cat, throw her in, close it, and she has everything there, and you could run out with your bag, the cat, and Raluca would have hers. Because I tell you, if there's an emergency and I have to leave here, I am not leaving without Mitzi. She's coming with us, okay, wherever we go. So I hope that helps to give you some ideas of what you can put in your bug out bag, especially if you're in a city, the urban bug out bag, and you need to get going. You know, something else that you want to keep in mind too, and we could probably talk about this in another video, is have a bug out location. If anything happens to you, where are you going to go? How are you going to get there? Especially if you live in a big city in like LA or something like that, and there's congestion because of the emergency. Where are you going to go, and how are you going to get there safely and quickly, thinking about the best routes where there's the least traffic. Now, like I said, I'm in Maine, so there's not going to be a lot of traffic. If I take side roads, I could pretty much go anywhere. So do you have relatives nearby? Do you have a camping spot? A lot of people up here own a piece of land somewhere a ways off. Do you have a place you can go to there? Just get on some land somewhere and you can put up your tent and make it. So keep those things in mind. The whole idea, the whole reason for this is safety. I want to be safe with my family, and I want to help you to be safe should an emergency happen in your area. So be sure to share this with your friends, your loved ones, your relatives, maybe even some of the people you don't like so much. If it helps them, they'll get closer to you. Ha-ha! And you're going to probably help them to be ready in case of an emergency and think of things that they hadn't thought of before, which is very important. So with that, I wish you the best of success, the best of health, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye now. Ooh, chili and beans. We're talking lunch. I want this.